Hello.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. Real live human beings.
Hi. It's exciting.
Yeah, we were just on a conference call that was like being in an episode of Stranger Things. I think there are people out there. I was like, if y'all need to start communicating through the lights in the room, that's A.
Before we start, can I just take a picture of you real quick?
Sure.
You can not be in this. Yeah. Thank you.
Can you look this way too? Thank you.
Good times.
Thank you.
I do a really good crazy eye, so.
Stop it.
I do.
Yeah.
When I take a picture, it's like.
You and all your bad angles. Spare me.
This is such a beautiful story. Can you talk a little bit about your characters' different perspectives and why that might have been appealing to each other?
Dominique.
Different perspectives from each other within the show?
Yeah, on life and on show business, and you both are coming from different. Yeah.
Right, very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
I actually love the character of Kathleen. I love her journey over the course of the.
I thought you were going to give it away, because I don't know how much they're allowed to know. There's
No, I'm not going to go into much more detail.
Yeah, because her perspective.
Yeah, they gave us.
So you've seen everything. So you know. So you know. All right, okay.
Yeah, I think she's relatable and understandable, even,
Yeah, I think with Kathleen, the part that I love about her is the survival aspect of her story.
Mm-hmm.
Being in the depression, the economic depression, and coming from where she came and on a bus to Hollywood, and I just love that idea of her getting off the bus in Pasadena and being greeted by this manager and having that experience and not being able to eat and having no money and going on this journey. It was a very different perspective. And that the triumph over adversity and what she had to go through, I think that I related to that aspect, I guess, in terms of just, being a struggling actor, which is a thing. And it was cool. It was like, I never thought I'd ever play an actor. It never occurred to me that I would actually have the opportunity to do that. So I really loved that aspect of it. I really enjoyed it. And I love Kathleen. I just love her. I think she's just got so much.
I do
You're
too.
from Dublin, right?
Yeah, I'm Irish.
But your accent's like...
Yeah, my accent's a little hybrid. I was 4 years in London and I was 7 years in LA. But I lived in Dublin until I was 21. So it's so I thickened the accent up for the Irish part, and but my own accent is a little hybrid, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and Monroe, poor Kathleen, Monroe just can't give up the ghost. He's still so, whether he is even aware of it or not, he's still so devastated by the loss of Minna that he's willing to project her onto Kathleen without even really knowing that he is. And I think that so much of his through line in this piece is about trying to achieve immortality, trying to put his stamp on the world, and a big part of that was being able to create a star, being able to make something immortal, something permanent, even if his heart condition takes him out of the world early. And so when that fell through with Minna, he sees another chance to do that. But it doesn't start out really on fair playing grounds. It's only when the relationship gets deeper and deeper that I think he starts to really understand who she is and love her for that, on top of just the qualities that she has that are similar to Minna's.
The series touches on a number of socio-political topics, and I was wondering how cognizant you were of sort of the parallels that they have with today's climate while you were portraying the material.
Well, it was really revelatory to me that as the show went on, the social commentary became more and more appropriate to now. It could have taken place in 1936 or 2017 seamlessly. And I knew that was something that Billy and Chris were going to try to integrate into the show, but it was wild to me. We've talked about this a bunch, but there was so much going on in 1936 with the height of the Great Depression and the Spanish Civil War and you know, Germany on the move and all those things, and there was a tension in the air, and I felt like there was a palpable tension in the air here now that they were able to tap into.
Yeah, and Hollywood provided this big escape from all of that, which, you know, it still does in today's climate. It's you know, an escape, as is TV and all the content that we have on offer today. So so being a part of that, and
I'm
also,
not gonna lie, I was watching Shark Week on my lunch break. Straight up.
escape from the filming.
Listen.
To relax.
No, just now, today.
Oh, today?
No, now we're filming. Matt, we need you on set. Michael Phelps is about to race a great white shark. I will be out when I'm ready. No, just today, not while filming.
Yeah, he was a pro. I feel like I need to. He was a pro on set. Complete pro.
It's such a beautifully realized world. The show is just like so gorgeous, top to bottom. What was your favorite part about existing in that for the period that you were filming?
Dominique.
I liked the romantic aspect.
Yeah.
I like the hand holding and the fact that we didn't kiss on the first date and all that aspect of it. I think that the building of the tension and the formality of intimacy with another person, the courting and the wooing and all of that goes with it, the old school style dating world. I really loved that aspect of it because I guess maybe I'm old school myself. I loved that. I think that's romance. Yeah, and then on top of that, obviously the costumes were just stunning.
We had such incredible creative team on the show. I mean, Patricia von Brandenstein, who did Amadeus, and
amazing.
Janie Bryant, who did the costumes for Mad Men, and there were moments when the combination of their work and, like at the recreation of the Oscars in the last episode, I think it's the last episode, is it?
The Oscars, yeah, you guys know.
You know, right? There were moments when it all came together and it just was completely immersive, and you really didn't have to push it too hard to be in that time. I think actually we filmed the Oscars in the same room they filmed it in 1936. So
Yeah, really cool.
And we shot on the old United Artists lot, where they shot Flight Plan, the first movie I ever did that Billy Ray wrote, but also like Little Foxes and Dodsworth that year, and so it was. There were a lot of old ghosts around, I feel like, too. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, it did create a really immersive environment because of their talent.
There's so many moving parts to this, and I was stunned to hear that you filmed it in 65 days, the 8 episodes. How
telling
was
me,
that
sister.
speed?
Every scene.
Did you feel that? Did it feel stressful? Did it feel like you were moving at a breakneck pace?
Oh my God, yes. Not a breakneck pace. I wouldn't say a breakneck pace because we had an incredible cinematographer in Danny Motor who really took his time to light things, and so it wasn't like, now run here and now we're rolling. But there were days when it was kind of like gymnastics. I mean, I would start a scene with, you know, an emotional confession to you. Then we'd have a love scene. Then I'd have a fight with Pat Brady, and you know, all, by the end, and then it's like you have to go repeat the whole thing the next day. So, but that's part of, I think, what's exciting about the medium of episodic is that you don't get to luxuriate in anything for too long. So it's perfect for we of the short attention span who look, I'd love to do a David Fincher movie where I got to do 50 takes, but you have to sort of acclimate to the medium you're working in.
And has everyone had a chance to ask a question? We're running out of time.
Yeah,
So I
I'd
just
like
wanna
to
make
ask
sure
Matt
everyone-
how much you actually base a character on Thalberg.
Well, during the pilot, quite a bit. And then it came as a complete surprise to me when they decided to make him a character on the show.
I know, that was like,
I was like, oh, okay, so we're freeing ourselves up from that mythology. Okay. Gonna throw that out the window. But I think it was actually a really smart call from them, because then we were able to sort of part ways and not be tied to just Irving's story, incredible and parallel as it was. So yeah, a lot of research. I mean, I read that huge tome on him and watched a lot of his films, and the pilot specifically, and then it really just became about Billy's vision and the discussions we were having, and where he wanted the character to go, and this very internalized experience he wanted this person to have.
Great, thank you.
Last one.
Now, how does that shooting schedule compare to some of the other shows that you've done? Like, what's the average for something like White Collar or even American Horror Story?
Well, White Collar was I mean, we did an episode in 7 days, and we shot 60-something page scripts that would get whittled down, so that was pretty. And for the first 3 seasons, we got our revisions the morning of, and I'd have monologues about art history. I would just be flying by the seat of my pants. How could you not be? But I think it was a great training and a good way to prepare for other things. And American Horror Story is a little different because, you know, it's an ensemble really, so there are times, you know, you might work until 4 a.m, 3 days in a row, and then have a week off. You know, it's kind of a different schedule. It was its own beast. So I don't know. How about you?
Well,
House of Cards.
that's the thing. Oh well, I have small little roles, so I mean, the same deal.
What
I
about
work
Hell on
maybe 2-3
Wheels?
days. Yeah, but I'm the female. I didn't say that. I meant I have a smaller role, so I would do less. Oh, shoot. I know I was gonna mess up at some point. It's all done now. No, I mean, like, it's a smaller role, so yeah, you kind of come in. I spent more time on an airplane than I did on the set in House of Cards. Honestly, just flying back and forth to Baltimore, I was like, that's what I got paid for, just the flights. Just sitting on a plane.
Catch up on some movies.
Yeah, catching up on some movies, doing some reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, guys.
What was the Hell on Wheels schedule like?
Oh, it was so long ago. Yeah, it was fine though. It was easy.
It was?
Yeah, Anson was
So you had
in a
more
lot.
than 7 days an episode? Or?
I feel like it was 7 or 8. Maybe it could have been 8.
Yeah.
But you, White Collar, that's like 24/7. But this guy and his
Can't
lines,
complain.
he
Can't
could
complain.
his memory is like unreal.
There's a lot of words in those lines.
Yeah.
For this.
And this is stylized dialogue as well, but no, it's fun. This is why we act. We get
This
to do
is
all
why
these
we
different
do it.
things, and we get all these challenges thrown at us. And sometimes in a medium of episodic, one of those challenges is time. I think it probably is on every medium. So
But it
Gotta roll
allows
with it,
for
baby, like Steve
spontaneity.
Winwood.
Yeah, totally.
what's that?
Well done. Well done.
Yeah,
Thank you.
exactly.
Thank you so
there
much.
you go.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, y'all. Thanks for your time.
Did you get to keep some of those suits?
I think, listen, I loved wearing them. They're very dense wool, and I lost like 15 pounds to play the role, maybe 20 pounds, and so I was quite thin, and they were tailored to my rib cage, so
What are they going to do with them?
view them from afar.
Was the pilot right after you did Normal Heart?
No,
I was wondering.
I
how
did
that-
another movie called Walking Out that comes out in September that I had to lose weight for.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Because I just noticed a difference in sort of the cheekbones, like from the pilot to like the full run of the season.
Oh, I mean, I was like, listen, y'all, I love you, but I cannot be 20 pounds down for 6 months. Like, I'm doing it. Daddy needs a hamburger every day. All right.
Thank
See y'all.
you.